Hello, I'm Dr. Matthew Sim. How are you feeling today? I hope you're feeling enthusiastic. Um, if not, go and play cricket in Australia. Right? If you're sad, go and play cricket and plan for a trip. Maybe you'd like to go to New Zealand. I've never been to New Zealand. The closest I have was a New Zealander landlord when I was staying in Australia. The chap was from South Africa, white South Africana, and he married a very nice lady, New Zealand lady, and they both migrated to Australia from New Zealand. From what they tell me, it's a great place. EPSIA. Okay, today I'd like to talk about should you invest in a home in which you stay, or should you rent? And the question is, it depends, all right? If you have a good job, you have a high pay, and that is the place you want to stay and retire after you stop working, then maybe you should buy a, right? However, if you're not sure of your work is the pay is no good, you're not happy with your job and you want to go somewhere else, you may just want to rent, right? So if you are there for long term, buy. If you are not, rent. Of course, there are many other factors. The other factors are things like the location of the place, the stability of the country itself. Actually, what's important is that you have to decide when you're young where you want to retire. If let's say you're Indian and you went you are working in the U.S., do you want to stay in the U.S. or India? If you want to stay in the U.S. for the long term, it may be good if that person buys a house there. If you want to return it back to India, then it's better to buy a house in India. And my point is that you should have some assets in where you want to finally retire. I know of a couple who sold their apartment in the home country, back up and went to a developing country to find their fortune. And they made some money, but when they came back to the home country, they found that the prices of houses and homes and apartments were too high and they couldn't afford it, and they just had to go back to that developing country to stay. So it's quite sad. The point I'm trying to make is that don't get caught without an asset in a place you want to retire, right? Think about it. See you next time. Boom.